To everybody listening, I would like to take a moment and say thank you for checking Around the Block podcast out. It is my second episode of 2015, and it really means a lot considering I'm maneuvering from what I was doing last year with the podcast to this year. It's a little bit more calm and collected, thank God, considering I had like 4 podcasts out a month. It was getting a little out of hand, and this way I would like to dedicate a full month to a certain local band, and this episode it happens to be Decay. I've known them for quite some time, and I have grown to have them be one of my great friends, and Torn, Sam, Shay, Brandon, and Josh are amazing people, and I'm very lucky to call them my friends. And in the process, I get to promote them, talk about them, show people their music, which is what I'm going to do later on in the podcast. I'm going to play their song Decay, which they have chosen to premiere for everybody. Their EP existence has been out since last summer, I want to say. For anybody who doesn't know who Decay is, I will be sharing them with you today, as well as giving you a 20 to 30 second preview of their EP. So you're not just going to hear one full song, which you're going to regardless. You're also going to hear clips of the other 4 songs on their EP. So I'm giving you something to check out, and then you can decide whether or not you want to go to the band themselves and buy it or download it. And this past month we have had some great shows that have come through SoCal, and just some that I would like to mention. This past month Bloodscribe did release their EP, so they had a couple shows here and there, one being in Carson, one in Boyle Heights. Everybody who went seemed to have an amazing time. I didn't get to attend any of them, but I have friends who are good friends with Bloodscribe, so all they had was great things to say about their EP. The Body Rampant and Modern Maps was also at Malone's on February 15th. Some of the locals who played were Castaways, Emma's Joy, Death Drive, Failed to Steady, Against the Sun, and as well as Paradigm played February 15th at Chain Reaction, and that was a great show. Shot in the Dark was also a part of that. And my good friend Nick Jordan also did a performance on February 18th at Club Moscow in Hollywood. I had saw him a couple months ago play Club Moscow as well, and he did an amazing job, so I can't imagine how his second time around went. We Gave It Hell and Of Euphoria played Recess Studios with Within Reach, Decay, The Giver, Benefit of the Doubt, Withered Bones, Bring Forth the Lies, and We Gave It Hell is from Las Vegas, so having them come here to SoCal and headline in Santa Ana was pretty rad. And on February 22nd, my good friends in Lions Amongst Wolves did their EP release show. In attendance, I Ate Everybody, Influence, A Shark Among Us, The Mirage Theory, Lessons in Murder, Cross for a Crown, When Autumn Sleeps, Omnis, and Upon the Water played. It was an amazing show. I give Lions Amongst Wolves a lot of credit, not because they're good friends of mine, but because they put themselves on the line to play these shows with some great locals, and to get on stage. And they brought me up there with them, and it was kind of nerve-wracking. I can't imagine how you guys, the bands, must feel when you get on stage for the first time, because that's terrifying. I was terrified. I do believe that I am now over it, so if I was to go on stage again, maybe not perform because I can't do what half of you guys do, or all of you guys do, considering I can't even play an instrument, I give you guys props. You guys are amazing, and the show was amazing. And I thank Pirate Entertainment for having me celebrate my birthday as well at that show, so it was really nice to have all my friends in one room. They also had a fashion show going on. Check out Glamour Guns, Metal Threads, Black Skull, and in a couple minutes I will also be giving you updated information about the March shows coming up for that month, and they also have a second EP release show, but I'll get to that information later. With that being said, I got to sit down with Brandon, the drummer of Decay, and I got to talk to him a little bit about Decay's endeavors, what they're planning on doing next, Brandon's top 5 favorite local bands at the moment, so that was kind of interesting. And even his friend got to tell Brandon how much he loved him in a very girly way, but it was still fun. So here is the interview, and check it out and listen to everything. Maybe you're mentioned, who knows?
My name is Brandon Kroom, and I play in the band Anatomy Decay. I play drums, and I also scream.
What were you doing before Anatomy Decay?
Before Anatomy Decay, I was the frontman of a band called Of Heaven and Earth.
How did Anatomy Decay come about?
Anatomy Decay actually came about because Of Heaven and Earth was looking for a guitarist, and I met Josh Comby through, I almost said Josh's name wrong. I met Josh through my tattoo artist, David Rayner, and he recommended him to me. You know, we were looking for a guitarist, and Josh auditioned for Of Heaven and Earth, and because he wasn't necessarily Christian and he didn't share the Christian ideals that Of Heaven and Earth was going for, they decided, not to want to use him. I said that was judgmental and ridiculous, so I started jamming with Josh.
Oh my God, Brandon, I love you. Oh my God, I'm your biggest fan.
And I jammed with Josh. He said he had a vocalist, his brother Torin, and Sam came along. And Sam was jamming with Josh and Torin as well. So, I hopped on the drums, gave it a shot, and we filled the bass position with Shay, and now we're doing what we're doing.
What is your favorite song from Anatomy Decay?
My favorite song would probably be Extinction. Why? Because it is a very impactful song. For me, I wrote the lyrics to it, and it's about overcoming, a great deal of hate and a great deal of hurt and a great deal of hardship, and learning how to forgive people and allowing that to supersede the anger that you feel inside.
What do you have coming up with Anatomy Decay that you can share?
March 2nd, we are playing at the Doll Hut. 21 plus, free show. So come hang out, get drunk, have a good time, party. March 20th, we are going out of state. We're going to play a festival in Las Vegas called the Shamrock Festival, I think, with So This Is Suffering, On the Shoulders of Atlas, Face Maker, A Malicious Plague, I Hate Everybody, On Letting Go, and a whole bunch more awesome people. And, just working on expanding our music, having moments and memories, and, creating new experiences.
And since this is a local band podcast, out of any local band that you have met, seen, or friends with, don't know yet, but would like to get to know, who is it? Who's your favorite?
Who's my favorite?
Oh, let's get personal.
That's
Top five
favorite local bands. Oh man, this is super hard because there's so much incredible local talent. If I'm gonna do this, first of all, I'm gonna shout out a whole bunch of people before I do this. Shout out to Asylus, shout out to For the Old Fashioned, Activist, shout out to Shark Among Us, they killed it. On the Shoulders of Atlas, of course. The Difference, killing it right now. But my top 5 would have to be, For the Old Fashioned is definitely one of them. We've had a lot of good moments with them. They're really cool dudes, we're like family. So I'm putting them up there on one. One of my really favorite bands right now is Modern Color. I love the way they groove. We're playing with them March 2nd, and they're gonna let me do guest vocals for one of their songs. So, I love those dudes. Looking forward to playing with them more. Number 3, I'm gonna have to say Asylus. Silas, Mel's my homie. I love that guy. He's really a really big inspiration to me drumming wise. 4, Throne of Tyranny. Throne of Tyranny. Definitely need recognition because those guys are fantastic. Had the recent opportunity to play with them in Upland, and they just destroyed. Really awesome guys. Looking forward to playing with them again. And 5th one would be Owl's Head. Check those guys out. They are up from Palmdale. Just played with them in Van Nuys. They are super awesome, really good guys. Give them a listen.
Are you guys touring anytime soon, talking about it?
We dabble with the idea of touring. A couple different artists want to take us on tour with them, so we're kind of talking about it. Right now we're kind of doing our own idea of a tour. What we're doing is we're trying to get party buses and limos and bring as many people out to our shows in other areas as possible to really extend our community and encourage, the growth in different areas. So, we've played Upland, we've played Van Nuys, we're trying to get out of the area, and we're kind of doing that like a monthly tour, I guess you could say.
Okay, that's interesting.
Trying to include everybody in it, that way they can say, the memories are like crazy, it's awesome. It was, I should come on more.
I know. I was supposed to last time, but I couldn't.
But it's a really good time, and good or bad, it's always good.
Since you were at the show tonight for Lions Amongst Wolves and you did see them play.
Definitely want to shout out Lions Amongst Wolves also. Those guys, I've been playing with them from Of Heaven and Earth. You know, I've watched them grow. I've shared the stage with them so many times, and just to really be able to get close with them now, and you know, we've played several shows with them in Anatomy Decay. Awesome guys. Looking forward to having another show with them where they can really show off, you know, their new album and what they're doing.
And what did you think of their performance tonight?
I thought their performance, despite what they may think as musicians themselves, I thought they did a really great job. You know, towards the end of everything, they got a lot of crowd interaction. I saw Malone spin in today, and you know, I've seen many bigger tour packages come in, and I haven't seen Malone spin for them. So, you know, they should be proud of what they did tonight. Thank you so much for having me on stage. It was a pleasure to share the lyrics of Heartfelt. If I can give a little bit of what it's about. Heartfelt's a track off their album Solace. It's about a love that a father has for his son, and that's a very important thing to me, and that's initially why I wanted to get on the track in the first place. Too many times I have seen that, you know, a young man will get on stage and he'll talk about how his father wasn't there for him, and it's just, you know, I see all these other people, you know, they get together over that message, and it's such a sad thing. So to hear a, you know, young man get on stage and talk about how he loves his son so much and how he's going to be there for his son and do everything that he can for him, that's something that I feel should be encouraged amongst the young men that are in our community today, and that's why I really wanted to, you know, be a part of that.
That's awesome. I did not know that. And is there anything that you would like to tell Anatomy Decay, the other members, since they're not here for the interview?
Guys, you guys are doing such a great job. You know, the progress that we've made is incredible. Each and every member has just taken leaps and bounds since we started. I'm so proud of all of you guys. You know, stick with the determination, and you know, we're just gonna keep doing it.
So that was a little back-to-back banter that me and Brandon had together, and it was a great interview. I have always loved having conversations with Brandon, so he was a great choice to sit down in the band and have an interview with. After such a great show, and he went on and sang Heartfelt with Lions Amongst Wolves, so it was a night to remember for sure. And with that being said, I would like to present to you Anatomy Decay's full song called Decay. And here is just some of their other songs off their EP. If you don't already have it, if you do have it, then this isn't anything new. But here it is, so check out the 4 songs. So now that I have introduced you to Anatomy Decay, I would like to start off by saying some upcoming March shows. And tomorrow, which is March 1st already, we have a grand opening at Sinbad's Hookah Lounge. This will be in Riverside, California. The show does start at 6:30, and it is $5 to get in, which is pretty good. The bands playing are Defiant, On Broken Knees, Hazard, Raw Dog, Set Your Anchor, and Harsh Reality. And what Brandon was talking about earlier in the interview that I recently did with him, he was talking about Metal Mondays at the Doll Hut with Ninth Plague, Throne of Tyranny, Modern Color, and of course Anatomy Decay. It is a 21 and over show, but it is free, and it starts at 7 p.m. in Anaheim. And on March 3rd, brought to you by the Orange County Music League, we have Down Tuesdays at the Copper Door in Santa Ana. It's 21 and over as well, and live music from 7:30 to 12:30 a.m. And we have the Ponderosa Aces, which I had them on my podcast last year as one of my first episodes. We also have Shots in the Dark, the regular, and a special guest, so I'm pretty intrigued. I don't know about you, so go and support that in Santa Ana, like I said, on March 3rd. And if any of you guys like ska music, on March 4th at the Slide Bar in Fullerton, yes, it is 21 and over. The doors open at 8, and we have bands like Argyle Street and Los 2x4s. We also have the Delirians and more, so it's for the Ska Parade Lounge, which Tazzy Phillips turns Slide Bar into a ska night, so be sure to check that out. It should be a lot of fun. And on March 5th, we have at Chain Reaction Such a Mess headlining with Firestarter and Out with the Old. You can get any tickets from any of the local bands playing. Like I said, it's at Chain Reaction in Anaheim. And you can also get your tickets online at allages.com for $10. And I add some music festivals in the mix as well. Even though no locals are able to jump on the festival. We have Self-Help on March 7th in San Bernardino at the NOS Event Center. You can go to selfhelpfest.com to buy your tickets there. And we have Pierce the Veil and Sleeping with Sirens, Falling in Reverse, Real Friends, The Ghost Inside, Breathe Carolina, Stick to Your Guns, The Devil Wears Prada, Whitechapel, who I'm stoked for, State Champs, The Amity Affliction, Assuming We Survive, and more were announced yesterday, so be sure to head on over, like I said, to selfhelpfest.com for more information on that. On March 8th, we have a couple shows going on. The first show is at Malone's in Santa Ana with Carried Weight. We also have Activist playing as well, who Brandon mentioned earlier in the interview. We have Benefit of the Doubt, The Giver, One Day After, A Holy Sin, Another Man, and more. So be sure to go and check that out as well. And I was very fortunate to have my good friend Justin throw a FTB3 Fest. I don't want to say the F word on my podcast. There's No Tomorrow is coming back for one night and one night only. They do this once a year, and this time it will be on March 8th at the Stardust Club in Downey, so I'm sorry to anyone who is under 21, but you cannot be emitted. We have There's No Tomorrow, The Last of Lucy, Unscarred, Influence, and Evil Maniacs, who I'm interested to see live because I have yet to see them play. But it is a free show. The doors are open at 8 o'clock, and it's free parking come on out. My podcast is presenting it. Like I said, I want to give a shout out to Justin for letting my podcast present this awesome festival going on. On March 12th, which is a Thursday at the Grizzly Den in Upland, we have hotel books, Hearts Like Lions, Farewell My Love, and more locals such as Castaways, Basic Space, Keep Left, Joyous Wolf, and Emma's Joy playing. It is an all-ages show, so be sure to hit up grizzlyshows.com for more information on that and more shows coming up. On Friday the 13th, so it's March 13th, we have a free show out in Newport Beach with Gates of Ivory, Beauty and the Breakdown within reach, and Defile the Oracle. The doors open at 8 o'clock and the first band goes on at 9. And I'm going to butcher this name, but I want to call it Hogue Barnacles. I'm not too sure if that's how it is. So please hit up any of the bands that I mentioned for the correct venue name and go. It's going to be a lot of fun if you have nothing to do March 13th, or if you're going to go get your tattoos, go afterwards. And we have a couple shows happening on March 14th. In Inglewood, we have Strength in the Struggles fundraiser and A Shark Among Us' vinyl release show with Lesser, Carried Weight, On Broken Knees, Anchors Overboard, and Set Your Anchor. Strength in the Struggle was my first 2015 episode featured artist for my podcast, so please go and support them. It is $3 before 7 and $5 after 7 p.m. And there is no smoking or drinking, so I want to keep that clear. This is a house. Respect it, please. And on March 14th as well, we have ADHD Entertainment presenting a very good lineup with Lorna Shore, Concrete Sledge, Grave Spell, and my good friends in Her Name Was Disaster and Inhuman Atrocities. So that'll be really exciting to see them hit the stage. It is 21 plus and doors are at 6 p.m. They have 2 stages and it's $12 in advance and $15 at the door. And then here is the reveal of Lions Amongst Wolves' second EP release show at the Boulevard Bar in Boyle Heights with Defiant, Throne of Tyranny, and Influence. It is a $3 cover charge and it is 21 and plus. On March 16th, we have Metal Mondays with So This Is Suffering, Diffuse, and Unscarred. It is 21 plus and $5 at the door and it starts at 7 p.m. at the Doll Hut in Anaheim. And if you're interested in taking a drive, we have a show in Bloomington, California on March 20th with Anchors Overboard, Mr. Rogers, Strength in the Struggle, A Shark Among Us, and Set Your Anchor. The show starts at 7 o'clock and it is at a house, so please respect it. For more information, it says invite only, so I think you have to be invited, but I wanted to promote it. And on March 29th, we have The Matriarchs, Activist, On Broken Knees, Defiant, and more to be announced at Malone's. It is an all-ages show, and it starts at 4 p.m. You can get any tickets from any of the locals mentioned, and it is located in Santa Ana. All I have to say is Chain is releasing some amazing local events coming up, and Pirate Entertainment is killing it right now. So please go and support the local promotion and venues. And if you would like to be promoted, just let me know. Don't be shy. I'm not mean. I'm not anything that you don't want to deal with. I'm a pretty easygoing person. So like I said, if you have anything that you would like to be promoted, just let me know. You can also contact me through my Facebook page, either if you're on my personal page or Around the Block. And you can go to facebook.com/AroundTheBlockPodcast. More things are coming soon. I am in the process of getting my details for my show going that my podcast presents, other than what I have coming up with already, some of the local bands. Be prepared for awesomeness. And once again, thank you so much for checking out my podcast. I really do appreciate it. It really means a lot to me to have the support that I do from everybody. And I just want to end it with this. I used to be a Falling in Reverse fan, and their second CD, I just didn't like it, but this new CD that they put out is actually really good. So I just wanted to say that, I guess kind of admit that. Okay, well, this is Tamerlyn. Stay local.